During this part of our debate, you will hear three questions many non-Christians ask about the resurrection accounts. First, according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, who went to the tomb on Easter morning and when did they go? Second, after Jesus' resurrection, do the accounts contradict each other in stating where he appeared to his disciples? Third, do Matthew, Mark, and Luke contradict each other in reporting the message the angels gave concerning Galilee? Now, of these three questions, let's begin with the first. Here's how our guest, Mr. John K. Nalen, put it during the debate.
As I said in a previous program, the problem is, in this case, from the Christian point of view, we have too many facts. Okay, the first question, who went to the tomb? Was it Mary Magdalene alone? Was it Mary Magdalene with another woman? Was it Mary Magdalene with 3 women? Was it Mary Magdalene with 5 women?
Now let's examine this. The critics cannot see any way to harmonize 4 specific passages concerning who came to the tomb Easter morning. Those passages are Matthew 28:1, where Matthew states, "After the Sabbath, at dawn, on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb." Mark reports one more woman visited the tomb, for we read in Mark chapter 16:1 and 2, "When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices so that they might go to anoint Jesus' body." Luke reports in his book, chapter 24 and verse 1, "On the first day of the week, very early in the morning, the women took the spices they had prepared and went to the tomb." And finally, in John chapter 20, verse 1, the Apostle John writes, "Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb." Reading these accounts, the critics conclude that the writers contradicted each other concerning the number of women who went to the tomb. Matthew mentions 2 women, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. Mark mentions 3 women, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome. Luke simply mentions the women in general, while John mentions only 1 woman, Mary Magdalene. Now the critics believe there is no way to harmonize these 4 accounts. But notice none of the gospel writers say it was just 1 woman, or only 2 women, or only 3 women who went to the tomb. Each writer describes those he wants to recognize, either because of a specific emphasis he has, or because that is all the information he knows. If one of the 4 writers had said, only so-and-so went to the tomb, and another writer said, only somebody else specifically went to the tomb, then we would have a contradiction. Now, in writing our letters today, we describe people the same way the gospel writers did back then. Suppose after a day-long family gathering, your grandmother, mother, and sister all write a letter to your brother at college describing what happened at a birthday party. In writing about the party, probably your grandmother would say something like, "I was so glad Sue's family and Tom's family were able to come to the party." Whereas your mother, in her letter, would probably write a little more specifically, identifying both the husband and the wife. For example, she might write, "Sue and Jim were there, Tom and Karen came later." But even then, your mother probably wouldn't mention all the children that came to the party. Finally, your sister, in her letter, would probably mention nothing about the adults or little kids, but concentrate only on describing the dates that the other cousins had brought to the party. Now, the brother, in receiving the 3 different letters at college, would not expect his grandmother, mother, or sister to each list all the individual people present at the party before making their general comments. So why do the critics insist the disciples must do so in their accounts? The gospel writers are not giving a complete description of every single person that went to the tomb, but only those persons they think important to mention in describing what happened when Jesus arose from the dead. Can their accounts be harmonized just the way they stand? The answer is yes. Here is just one way to do so. Probably all 5 of the women mentioned in the accounts planned Saturday night to meet at Jesus' tomb on Sunday morning. Early Sunday morning, each of them leave their homes at approximately the same time. Mary arrives first, just a bit ahead of her friends. She sees that the stone is rolled away and that the tomb is empty, and immediately decides to run and tell Peter and John. She leaves before her friends arrive. Now, if this happened, John would be correct in reporting that Mary had reached the tomb first. Luke, in talking generally about all the women, Matthew choosing to refer to 2 of the women, and Mark choosing to identify 3 of the women going to the tomb on Sunday morning would also be correct. This way, all the accounts would agree and complement each other.